I've gone to pretty much every single afternoon tea in New York City, and here is my top 5. Starting with number 5 is the Plaza. The first place you think of when you think about afternoon tea in New York City is this iconic hotel. Located right across from Central Park, the hotel's location can't be beat. The reason it's placed number 5 is that it's overpriced. You're paying for the location and the name, but I will say you should go at least once to experience it. The afternoon tea is served in the Palm Court, which is in the lobby of the hotel. It's the same place where hotel guests have breakfast every morning. There are usually 3 different afternoon tea options on the menu, and throughout the year, they'll have different themed afternoon teas. I always get the basic afternoon tea, which is 3 courses of savory, scones, and sweets, and it comes with a pot of tea. All the tables at the Palm Court have a reflective surface to showcase their giant stained glass ceiling. The most important thing to note about afternoon tea at the Plaza is that they include an 18% tip on the bill, which I think is a bit shady since people will unknowingly pay tip on top of that. Next up is number 4 on my list of the best afternoon teas in New York City. It's inside the Bergdorf Goodman luxury department store on 5th Avenue, right next to the Plaza. Take the elevator up to the 7th floor to the BG restaurant, where afternoon tea is served every day. If you sit by their windows, you'll see this pretty view of 5th Avenue and Central Park. At $75 per person, it's one of the rare afternoon teas that are under $100. I've been going there for years and years, and the food and the service has been consistently good. If you're not sure what kind of tea to get, you can't go wrong with a classic black tea like Earl Grey or English breakfast. It'll pair well with all the courses. Don't let the tea get bitter and too strong by leaving the tea sitting in the teapot. What you want to do is after about 3 to 4 minutes, take out the mesh filter with the tea and put it on a small plate. With black tea, you can go ahead and add cream and sugar if you like. After the tea is served, they'll bring out a 3-tiered tray with all 3 courses on each tray. The correct order to eat afternoon tea is savories first, then the scones, and finally the sweets. The third best afternoon tea in New York City is at the Lowell Hotel. The afternoon tea used to be served in the Pembroke Room on the 2nd floor, but they moved it to the restaurant on the main level for a special collaboration with Dior. All the tableware from the teacups to the plates are from Dior's Lily of the Valley collection. With afternoon tea, the tea always comes out first. Next, they'll bring out a 3-tiered tray with 2 of the 3 courses. The 2 courses are the tea sandwiches on the bottom tray and the sweets on the top 2 trays. The middle course, which are the scones, comes out separately. One of the reasons I love afternoon tea at the Lowell is that they bring out warm scones after you've eaten your savories. I've been going to the Lowell for afternoon tea since high school, and it's one of my favorites. Number 2 on my list is the Baccarat Hotel. It's located right across the street from MoMA, and it's the fanciest and the most expensive of all the afternoon teas in New York City. Just a note, the reservations must be made at least 24 hours in advance. From the entrance, take the elevator up to the Grand Salon. The Grand Salon is dripping with crystals. The tables I like to get are the ones right by the windows. Yep, those right there. I almost always get the Prince of Wales tea, which is $140 per person. The Baccarat has a really nice tea selection, so you can't go wrong with any of the teas. The 3-tiered tray has savories on the top 2 trays and sweets on the bottom. The scones are brought out separately. This crystal tray contains afternoon tea for 2 people. That's why it looks jam-packed. As civilized as afternoon tea is, you eat everything with your hands. I really love the savories here, but I'm not a fan of their scones, since the portion sizes are way too big. The sweets are great. If you want to splurge, this is where you want to go. Drum roll, please. The Blue Box Cafe inside Tiffany's jewelry store is my number 1 spot for afternoon tea. It's pretty neck and neck with the Baccarat, but for the price and value, Tiffany wins out. It's $98 per person, and the food is absolutely delicious. The menu is by Michelin star chef Daniel Boulud. The room is all decked out in Tiffany blue, and on the ceiling are hundreds of Tiffany boxes. The tea comes out first, then a 3-tiered tray with savories and sweets. Warm scones come out on a separate plate. The savories and sweets, I give it a 10 out of 10, but for the scones, it's 7 out of 10. I highly recommend since I consider it the best afternoon tea in New York City right now. To see all my afternoon tea reviews and tea etiquette tips, go to ohhowcivilized.com.